Oh, hi there, and welcome back to Minecraft. In this video, I'm going to show you some really useful shortcut keys for Minecraft, some of which are for survival, and some are just for creative, but all of them are very useful. Let's begin. Okay, so the first one on the list today is taking items out of chests nice and easily. Now, when people start playing, generally you're going to just click and drag like that. But that's, well, let's be honest, who's got time for that? That's not good enough. What you need to do is press and hold the shift button and just click all the items. And obviously that works putting them back in the chest as well, not just taking them out. So it is a very quick way of speeding things up. And I mean, I should probably just say, if you haven't realised already, this does require you to have a keyboard. All of these things requires you to have a keyboard. Quick side note when it comes to putting items in inventory. If you want to put something in a certain place on your hotbar, down here, you can just hover over the particular item. So for example, we want this one to be in this first slot. Hover over that and just press 1. And then 2, 3, and so on and so on. So numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all obviously bound to those particular keys. And it doesn't just apply to in your inventory. You can obviously press, let's say we want this to go into 5, or we want this to go into 9. You just do that. It will save you a lot of time. So now you want to equip your armor, but you've got to be quick because there's a zombie coming. So you haven't really got time to actually go and manually click all the items in like that. This is where, oh, and there's two ways. You can actually use the shift button, so just shift and click, and they all go on super quick. And I mean, that's just utilizing the amazing shift button. I could probably make a video on all things you could do with shift in Minecraft, but you know, I'm getting distracted. There's actually a much easier way than that though, and it doesn't even involve going into your inventory. All you need to do is hover over the item in your hotbar and right click, and it applies all the items super quick, like so. How much time did that just save? Next up, quick crafting. Now there's two ways you can craft. You can just do it the standard way, which is just spam click all of this time until you've basically fill every single one of these, and it takes a long time doing like this. It's actually a big pain. I mean, look at how long that's taken. Or, if you don't want to do that, and you really haven't got the time, because who does, let's be honest, just pop the items in, use the magic shift key, bosh, all done. That is so much quicker. So we've all been there. You come across a loot chest and you find lots of stuff that you like, but maybe also some stuff that you don't like. So you want to pick up maybe the diamonds, for example, but you don't want to just shift click each individual one because that's just not going to work. It's going to take too long in this instance. So just double click. Double click the diamonds and that takes them all. Do the same for obviously all of them. Carrots and cobwebs and easy. That will save you a lot of time. You're welcome. Okay, so now I've done my double click quick pick, as I like to call it. I need to just take my diamonds home, so I can just pop them all in there with my others. But did you also know that you can actually transfer multiple items very easily just by clicking an item, holding shift, and double clicking, and that moves them all of the same type into whatever inventory box you've got. Okay, so now we've dropped off all our diamonds, we're left with quite a lot of stuff that we don't really want, and quite frankly, I think I might just throw it away. Hi, villager. I'll be with you in a moment. So I'm sure you all know that if you press the Q button, that will throw an item out of your inventory, and then we can obviously throw it into the cactus, just gets rid of it. Pro tip for you. But I wonder how many of you actually realise that if you press Ctrl whilst pressing Q, you can throw an entire stack out at the same time, and it's a lot quicker way of dropping items or destroying items that you don't want to have. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you involves this little villager. Now, as you can see, I've got an item frame behind it, and I want to place this fish in the item frame. But it can be very difficult because he's there, and I don't want to hit him. So a nice little tip for you, you may or may not know, is if you press F3 and B together, you can see the hitboxes. So, I mean, it shows you the direction they're looking as well as the hitboxes. And it just means that you can come down the side and you can see where his hitbox finishes and the next one starts. And right-click that without actually causing any harm to him. Because, I mean, if we took that off, for example, like so, and I tried to get rid of this, okay, never mind. But there's a good chance I'm going to punch him by accident whilst trying to pop that out. So, F3 and B, very useful. Another good thing you can do with the F3 button, let's just turn this off for a second. If you press F3 and G, that will show you the chunk borders. So this can be very useful if you're doing things like working on a slime farm, because you can see exactly where one chunk starts and the other one finishes. Excuse the wasteland out there. That doesn't count. But yeah, it's very useful to finding, obviously, well, the borders of the chunks. So just to confirm, that's F3 and G. Like that. Easy. Now, the next thing I want to do is I need to jump into creative. So while we're on the subject of F3, hit F3 and N, and that throws me into creative. And that's a lot quicker than doing the old-fashioned game mode, player name, creative. And that obviously, I mean, I think it's brilliant. If you do that, you can cycle between creative and spectator, not back to survival, but it's nice and quick to just jump through, so you never know when you might need to flick between the two, F3 and N. There you go. And another thing, one more thing with the F3. This is a great one. So once you've done this and your chat is full of all that nonsense, all you need to do is press F3 and D. Hang on. F3 and D, and it clears it. Easy. Okay, so now we're in creative mode, there's a few other things I'd like to show you. So if you just go over to any block, so this ice block for example, and press the middle button of your mouse, so that's the mouse wheel, just press it in, you then will select that item and you'll put it in your inventory. And you can do that with literally any block. And it does also work with survival, but it does require you to have that block in your hand already, obviously somewhere in your storage. So say for example you've got snow there, it would bring it down and obviously move it from there into there. So yeah, that's quite a good one to do. But it gets even better than that, because sometimes even in creative mode you want more than one of each item. So you might be making a map and you need to put some items in a chest, or I don't know, you just want lots of the same item. If you hover over any block in your inventory or in a chest, you can press the middle button on your mouse and you make 64 of them. So that can make it very easy to fill up chests or hoppers or dispensers or whatever else you're trying to do. So that's a very, very handy thing to do as well. So that's just hold down the middle button on your mouse and just click. Piece of cake. So the next and final thing I want to show you today involves destroying your items or clearing your inventory. So I'm sure you're all aware that if you've got this little black X with a red box, if you drag an item, pop that in there, that destroys it. But did you know that you could also hold down the shift button and click that and destroy everything? And I mean everything. All the armor and everything went. You can see I was wearing everything. It's all gone. So you've got to be careful with it. But if you want to get rid of everything and you don't want to use a /clear command, that's a really, really quick way of doing it. But unfortunately, that's pretty much all there is. I think I've covered pretty much everything there. So if you learnt something, please give the video a big like and a thumbs up. And if I did miss anything out, please let me know in the comments below what you think I missed out, because, well, I'm always happy to hear. But if you enjoyed this, let's say give it a big like and a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And obviously tell your friends about it too, because if you like it, there's a good chance they will too. But as always, I've been Ski Gamer, you've been awesome, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.